Laker fans, what's going on? My name is Sammy Long. This is another Laker preview video, doing one for every game this season, getting everybody ready for the upcoming matchup and some things to potentially look out for. I'm going to talk about Portland, who the Lakers will be playing tonight. A quote from LeBron I thought was interesting. But first, let's get to Friday night. Whoa, Lakers, what's going on? It was frustrating. 134, 132 loss to the Atlanta Hawks. It really was a great game. I went to overtime. Trae Young hit the go-ahead shot. Unreal. LeBron threw up a almost half-court three. Didn't go down. So the Hawks won. Wild game. Wild game. Is very frustrating. It just feels like things aren't breaking the Lakers' way right now. And, I guess the positive I will say is that it was close. It wasn't the Miami game or the Minnesota game where it was just absolute blowouts from, pretty early in the game. There wasn't much to take away from it because they just weren't playing, the offense got going. The offense, obviously, LeBron had a huge night with 39, 10, and 11. AD 38, 10, and 8. I know there was some frustration there towards the end of the game, not calling for the ball a little bit, but still had a big night. Rui, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Gabe Vincent, I actually, that was one of the few positives I really took away from this game. I liked him playing point guard. He was in the starting lineup, 12 points, 5 assists. I thought he distributed the ball well. That could be an interesting role for him. Instead of just playing him as shooting guard, hoping he starts scoring, maybe he's kind of can develop into a distributor. And, he does have that shooting ability, so we can kind of get that back. So that was one of the few positives I took. Connect had 14. Reddish had 0, but, he's there for defense. But 0 points can't happen from Reddish. We're not expecting Reddish to be scoring a lot, but he needs to hang around the 6 to 8 point range. 0 points from Reddish is just not – that can't cut it. D'Lo 8 and Max Christie 9. I will give Christie credit. Redick had him on their best scores at the end of the game and playing defense on ball and Trae Young and guys like that. He had a few rough stretches in the fourth quarter. He did have the block to take it to overtime. I thought he did a good job. Then in overtime, he got actually fouled out. I thought it was a pretty ticky-tack call. I didn't like it. I thought he should stay in the game. The team didn't like it. But, Max Christie, I do like what I've been seeing from him. And Trae Young's a hard assignment. It's easy to go kill him for some of the things he was getting up. But the Hawks are a really good team. They had a 5-game winning streak coming into that game. So this is a team to be reckoned with. They're in the NBA Cup. They'll be playing New York. But I like what I'm seeing from Max Christie. I think he's only going to get better defensively, especially as he puts on a little muscle and a little weight. But so there were some positive things. Didn't love the shot selection at the end. I personally, LeBron taking the threes. The last one, I guess I'll give because he had to kind of heave it up. But at the end of people forget the end of the fourth quarter, he took a really ill-advised three. When the Lakers, it was really up in the air. It really feels like every time it comes down to the end, LeBron takes threes, and I don't get it. LeBron's a freight train going to the basket. No one can stop him, even at 40 years old. I don't know why he kind of decides he has to take threes at the end of games. Maybe that's just me. I get it. He's the best player. So, but, the Lakers have always been their best when they're running a two-man game with LeBron and Anthony Davis. And you get shooters in the corner, a connect in the corner, someone like that. I don't understand the offense of going down the floor and jacking up a three. You can get that anytime. I think it's a win for the defense when LeBron's taking threes. Not that he can't make it. He's obviously a Hall of Fame player, one of the greatest of all time. But I feel like that's a win for the defense when LeBron's not driving the rack. Because every time he does, he gets a bucket or he's fouled. And so I thought there were some miscues at the end. But again, not blaming the loss on LeBron. LeBron was unbelievable. Obviously, he had a triple-double. So huge night from him. Could have got some more help from the bench. But just frustrating. The Lakers really wanted that one. The Lakers need this game tonight. We're going to get into Portland in a minute. The Lakers need to win this game. This season, the crazy thing about the Lakers, they're 12-11. They're a game above 500 still. They feel like one of the worst teams in basketball the last couple of weeks. They're 2-7, I believe, in their last 9 games. So it certainly doesn't feel like it after this team was 10-4. But the Lakers, the season's still all in front of them, but they need to win. This is getting like, If you fall under 500 tonight to the Portland Trail or to 500 to the Portland Trailblazers, there could be some serious changes coming because that can't happen. This Portland team I'm talking about in a minute is not very good. Interesting quote from LeBron: "Don't drown, we'll be all right." I'll read the whole quote here. He's kind of talking about injuries and how he thinks that the Lakers will be better. We have about 5 guys in our top 11 that are not in uniform. We're mixing and matching a lot as we try to find ways, obviously, so it's very challenging. We didn't have much room for error at the beginning of the season, so we have to have 5 guys out Reeves out, Vando out, Christian Wood has not played this year, Jackson. So it's some big pieces. I don't know as far as what will help us get over the hump. We just got to just not drown. Don't drown. We'll be all right. So that kind of goes back to my point. The Lakers need to win a few games because they're sinking. That's all. They've been sinking. Again, they're a game above 500. Everything's mixed up in the West, so it's not like they're done. It's not like, it's easy to kind of go with the ebb and flow of one game and go, oh, they're great, or oh, they suck. And it's kind of easy to fall into that. The Lakers are right there. And you see it in the talent with the Hawks. The Hawks are a really good team. And a 2-point loss on the road to the Hawks in overtime wouldn't be looked at as poorly had the previous two games not happened. The blowout by Minnesota, 29-point loss, the 41-point loss to Miami. That seems like a team giving up on itself. The Hawks, they didn't give up. They fought hard. I think if you would have told they'd lose by 2 points in overtime, had those games not happen and needing a win that badly, I think people would have been like, all right, that sucks, but whatever. They fought. They fought because they gave heart on Friday. They didn't give heart Wednesday and Monday. What happened Monday and Wednesday, James Worthy said it perfectly after the Miami Heat game. He goes, they got to figure it out because he said something about they got to go get on the bus and get some White Castle burgers because this is not Laker basketball. They got to figure something out. The Lakers, the greatest, program in the National Basketball Association, most historic in my opinion. And, the Monday and Wednesday games just did not represent the Laker basketball and the Laker emblem at all. But I do agree with LeBron on this. I don't think it's an excuse. It is tough, especially for a new head coach. And JJ Redick's a guy who's never coached before to be having all these injuries. The defense has been horrid, and Jared Vanderbilt's not being there has got to be a big reason about that. He's your best on-ball defender on the team. He's a guy that in the Oklahoma City game you could have put on SGA. You could have put on at the end of this game. Trae Young. Guys who are elite, can take guys out of games because they're so good defensively. Don't have him. It's been a revolving door with the bigs. Jackson Hayes was really coming on when he got hurt. Christian Wood, he's mentioned, hasn't played all year. Austin Reeves, I mentioned this in my last video. Austin Reeves doesn't play great defense, but you can tell Austin Reeves tries every night. Austin Reeves gives a lot of effort. And some of his defensive woes are simply just he's not fast enough, and he literally is just a little flat-footed on defense. But he gives a lot of effort. That's what I love what I saw from Gabe Vincent. He gave a lot of effort. Max Christie gives a lot of effort every night. I know D'Lo's been very criticized. D'Lo will give effort one night and then won't. So I think that Austin Reeves is a big miss, and they're really going to want to get him back. So I agree. Don't drown. They're going to be all right. I think you got to win this game. Then you got a few days off. They don't play again until Friday, I believe. So you can kind of get things right, get a little healthier. Hopefully Austin Reeves can be back. Looking at this Portland game specifically, on the Lakers side of things, LeBron is questionable with left foot soreness. So that's interesting. But the Lakers are favored by 9.5. So I'm assuming Vegas thinks that he's going to play because I don't think the Lakers should probably be 9.5-point favorites. Even if I think they probably hang around that 5.5-point favorite if LeBron's not playing. But we'll see. Maybe, this is not a very good team. Reeves is doubtful still with a left pelvic contusion. Hopefully they get him back next week because the Lakers certainly need him. The Portland Trailblazers have everyone out. Donovan Clingan out of UConn. He's out with a left knee sprain. Taz Moore, two-way player, out. Matisse Thybulle was a really good defender. He used to play for Philly. He's out with an ankle sprain. Robert Williams used to play for Boston. He is out center, and he's in concussion protocol. So they will all not be playing. Doubtful. Tamani Kamara is a right foot sprain. He's been starting the last few games with kind of all those injuries. He won't be playing. Dewap Reith, back soreness. He's a kind of a key contributor off the bench. Will not be playing. Scoot Henderson is questionable. He was a high draft pick, a third overall pick a couple of years ago. He is questionable with a left quad contusion. So I got to be honest, looking at the Portland Trailblazers, going deep in this bench, they're going deep on some names here that is not very familiar with a lot of people. The starting lineup, there's some young talent here. Anthony Simons, I think, is one of the best players on their team. He gave the Lakers fits a couple years back, had a couple huge games against them. So he'll be a guy to watch out for at the guard spot. Shaedon Sharpe, another really high draft pick, really struggled early in his career. Him and Scoot Henderson, kind of both. Sharpe, 10 points the other night. But, the talent is clearly there. They're just kind of waiting for him to put it together. DeAndre Ayton, center, used to play for Phoenix. We saw him a lot. Former number 1 overall draft pick. He got traded here. So AD's going to have his hands full. AD should dominate DeAndre Ayton. But that'll be an interesting thing to watch. Jeremy Grant is a nice player. He's a very nice player. He's a starter as well. So the Lakers definitely got to get on that wing on him. And then I don't know who's going to get pulled up because Kamara's out. He started last game. Delano Banton out of Nebraska. He's a 25-year-old player. He had 19 points the other night. I'm assuming he's going to kind of go up. He's been playing well. Denny Avila, I might have messed that name up, but he's kind of a sharpshooter, really good player. Came over from the Washington Wizards. Basically, the Trailblazers have kind of everyone else's scraps. Any players that kind of got out of teams, Washington, Philly, Phoenix, all these teams that kind of pass on players, they ended up getting. They're clearly in a rebuild year. They're rebuilding. They're trying to get a high draft pick. Probably trying to get Cooper Flag out of Duke, tank for him. Jabari Walker comes off the bench. Chris Murray out of Iowa. So, listen, the Lakers should win this game. They should win this game. There's no excuse. Even if LeBron doesn't play, Reeves is doubtful. He's likely not playing. The Lakers should win this game. AD should dominate. I'd look for Gabe Vincent to keep building. I think D'Lo should be able to have a big night. Rui, I really like what I've been seeing from him. He's been playing excellent recently. So I hopefully they kind of keep it going. Portland is, not a very good team. The spread, again, is 9.5. The total's at 224.5. But the Lakers need to win this game. If you lose the Portland Trailblazers tonight and you fall to 500, it's going to be a long week of LA media that the Lakers are going to have to listen to. So hopefully get on the road trip on somewhat of a positive note. Get a win. Obviously, tough loss the other night. Then you get a few days to get healthy. So Portland, let's get a win tonight. Let's get back on the winning track and then kind of get back for this homestand next week. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Go Lakers. Alan will get you guys on the post-game show. And thank you. Appreciate it.